Hey YouTube, this is Brownie Smiles here again for another episode of Ebony Circle. Thanks for tuning in. If you haven't already, please make sure to share and subscribe to my channel. Today I wanted to talk to you guys about some stories that have been in the news and some stories that haven't really been in the news. Just to start off, there's been a lot of controversy in the Hollywood world with a lot of rape allegations and some questionable acts done on some very rich people's sides. One person of interest being Harvey Weinstein. Now, in my opinion, I do think that they tried to put a lot of pressure on this one director so they wouldn't really have to look anywhere else just to make all of Hollywood look bad. At this point, because Harvey had such a very long rap sheet and history of decades of doing this, and he recently just had that lovely internship with our previous president, Barack Obama's daughter, there's a lot of questions that people can have in regards to this man and in regards to people who surround themselves around him very often and for some time. That us as the general public need to look a little deeper into. Hillary Clinton was someone who received a lot of funds from Weinstein over the years, at least probably $1.5 million. Yeah, I think they said that on Twitter, that she received around $1,492,000, something like that, since they became acquainted. And as far as the general public knows, again, it's likely that she's not going to give that money back or really take away from any funds that she received in general from any rapist or anybody with a negative track record. She has a negative track record her damn self. Her husband ain't too shy in that department either. So it's just a matter of what all we're willing to tolerate all at one time. Because if this realm of the world, being Hollywood, were to disclose all the information that they've been doing over the years with either the celebrities or the actors or the music moguls, any of them, if they were to simply go on the news and put all that dirty laundry out at one time, we wouldn't be able to handle it at all. We wouldn't believe it. We just don't want to hear it. We much rather see the happy people on TV doing their lines and we turn the TV off when it's done. We don't want to see anything more than that. We'd rather stay confused and avoiding the information that we actually need to have. We'd rather tweet all fucking day. I also want to point out that as of lately, I'm someone who kind of sifts through the news a lot just to see where the attention is. And lately they've been talking about the Kardashians and how I guess damn near all of them are pregnant right now. And again, who cares about the Kardashians being pregnant? I don't think the Kardashians care that they're pregnant. These are more millionaires that we really should not even care to follow. How much money do you think that they put into our communities to try and build them up so we can try to live in houses just as nice as theirs? How many different fundraisers or even tweets do you guys see in support of even black people? Since, you know, the Kardashians have a thing for Negroes, as we all see. Why don't they do anything for black people? The only thing I've seen them do is disrespect black people. Even on a business level. And in case you guys forgot, Kylie Jenner and Kendall, they tried to have a clothing line where they put the faces of Biggie and Tupac and I think somebody else on their shirts. I think Michael Jackson too. And they were trying to profit off this shit, and they weren't going to give any funds of any sort to any company that still represents these artists. And they thought they were justified in doing so. And had it not been for, you know, the mass public's reaction to this, because it made it through everything. Just like how Dove's campaign for the black girl washing off into white. Just like how that went through all the ads, it got approved, it got the funding, you know, it hit the TV, it was going in that direction for their clothing line. And nobody was doing anything to stop it, even though they saw the clear intent. All these companies that work behind the scenes and help promote and develop different brands, they're fully aware of what they're doing long before it's actually published, before we see it. So we can't keep on trying to defend these companies who, again, are worth billions of dollars. They don't even bother giving us even free samples anymore. Not to even sound cheap, but still. These aren't companies that are giving anything back to the people. They barely want to give us jobs. So why are we trying so diligently to defend these companies that clearly have no respect for us? Why are we still constantly trying to watch these movies and TV shows that we know that they're raping the little kids behind the scenes? This isn't anything new. Again, Weinstein is old. He's been in the business for a very long time. And although, again, I spoke about him before in my other video, I still want you guys to understand the severity of the situation and also understand what they're trying to do by expelling him and only him from the Hollywood world. Because I believe the last time Kesha, who is a music artist, she tried to disclose her producer as a rapist. She said that he did rape her and drugged her and a lot of other things. And if I'm not mistaken, she did lose her contract with that company, and nothing really ever went that far with that specific producer in regards to him getting expelled from the music industry or, you know, airing out all the people he raped or anything like that. That didn't happen. With Weinstein, I think because that there were a lot of tangible evidence, the recordings and the recordings basically, over the course of years, court cases, shit like that. He had way too much piling up against him and only him, and it wasn't the same kind of incident like they tried to do with Bill Cosby, saying that he drugged and raped all these women the same way every single time. Didn't make sense. With him, it was very different each time. Even the lady who recorded him saying that she was uncomfortable in the hotel room when he was trying to get her to go upstairs, that wasn't even that long of a video, but you can tell how much of a predator he was being towards this woman. And if you guys haven't seen the movie, it's called An Open Secret or something like that. I saw the movie for the first time on YouTube under someone's page. I'm not going to say who specifically because I don't want the movie to be taken down just because people are advertising it around. But it's still something that needs to be watched. You can watch it and purchase it if you don't feel like going through the trouble of finding it online. But it does disclose a lot of information about the Hollywood world and how disgustingly traumatic it can be for young kids trying to become famous. And it's more than just the price of you having to wake up early in the morning to make it to castings, or you got to lose a certain amount of weight in order to fit into certain dresses, or just to have a specific look. It's more than that. We even used to think in the modeling world that, just being skinny was the only issue that it was having, when it was a lot deeper than that. And the rabbit hole goes so damn deep that we are willing on, the level of media who get out the news and the level of people who watch the news. We believe the lie. Back and forth. One shares the lie, one interprets it to be the truth, even though we know it's a lie. And that's the way it goes. But I found it really funny that when there is a topic in the news such as Kanika, and this girl clearly had some tendencies that, in my opinion, reminded me a lot of Cardi B, of that type of mentality to think that if I go to a party and I drink whatever I want to drink, even if I don't know who this dude is or this girl is, I'm going to drink it anyway, and I'm going to be good. Now, most of the evidence now in regards to her case in particular leans towards the idea that she may have simply walked into the freezer, or someone directed her to walk into the freezer. Who knows? And her drugs stopped her in her tracks, literally. Based off of the toxicology report, she did have traces of drugs in her system that may have caused her to lose consciousness with time. Even including the temperature drop from the freezer may have also caused some of the quick responses or reactions her body may have had when she passed away. But that's just my opinion on that. I just feel like even with that situation where there was a lot of attention brought to it, we could have easily looked at the situation and understood what the fuck it was. But because we tried to deflect and believe she couldn't have just died that way, it had to have been some type of intentional corruption going on, whether it's someone getting paid or the hotel somehow doing some organ trafficking back door, things like that. No one was really sure because nobody wanted to be sure. Even when the video was released of the police officers finding her body in the freezer and then showing her mother and her sister and I believe her brother the body afterwards, her mom didn't even stop to look. It just seemed as if she knew what her daughter was doing. She knew what kind of character in person she raised her daughter to be. So, to see her gone, even in this hotel room, and the police officers they were very respectful of the body.